Through 11 games in the month of December, Luka Doncic is averaging 37 points, 9 rebounds, and 12 assists. That stretch includes 3 40 balls, 17 and 18 assist games, but the headline is Christmas night against the Suns, where he became just the second player in NBA history with 50 points and 15 assists in a single game. It's no secret that a majority of Luka's offense comes in the high pick and roll, and Phoenix attempted to approach these actions with a sort of disguised coverage. Right off the screen, it looks like a switch. Eubanks comes out to the ball, and Allen peels onto the roller. Except it's not a switch, because as soon as Lively gets to the paint, Allen's gonna jump back out to the ball in a trap. The idea here was to keep Luka guessing, make him overthink, and let's just say that he wasn't fooled, even a little bit. Here you're gonna see them go back to that same coverage. Booker peels onto the roller, and Luka knows he's gonna come back out to trap. So he just waits, then drops it into Lively for some high quality offense at the rim. That patience is the big key. Again, it looks like a switch, but Luka just keeps his dribble live. And at the exact moment Allen stops following Lively, he throws a bullet with pinpoint accuracy. You can't find better timing than that. Here's another example. He comes off the screen and hesitates so that he can see what Okogie's gonna do, and again hits Lively on the roll with precise timing. This time the corners collapse, freeing up an extra pass to an open shooter who just comes up short from 3. It didn't matter how the Suns approached this coverage, when or where the trap came from, he was making the right read every single time. On this one, it really looks like they're gonna commit to the switch, so he starts to isolate from up top, but when Okogie starts coming from his left to double, he drives right so that he can pull those 2 defenders with him and clear out the middle of the floor. Now he's got an opportunity to lob it up to Lively, who fumbles the catch, but puts it right back up for 2 plus the foul. It was the exact same thing when Phoenix decided to just outright trap him. He keeps his dribble live and pulls those guys away from the middle so that he can force Devin Booker into a position where he has to cover 2 players. Then he's gonna leave his feet and stare down Hardaway as if looking to kick it out, only to whip a no-look dot right into the hands of Lively for an easy dunk. Because he's such a ridiculous passer, all 5 defenders on the floor have to be active and aware at all times. This one starts with the high ball screen, but what I want you to focus on is Derrick Jones Jr. on the weak side. He gets just half a step by his defender on a backdoor cut, and Luka knows right away that there's no way to recover, so he prematurely lobs it perfectly on target for Jones to slam home. To make things even more difficult for the Suns, Dallas would sometimes set up these plays with 2 screens instead of 1. The first screen's gonna be set real high, and that guy's gonna fill out space on the 3-point line, while the second slips early to get downhill. Because they're putting 2 on the ball, now all Luka has to do is read the nail defender. Is he gonna stay home on the shooter, or will he slide down to tag the roll? And from there, his all-time passing takes care of the rest. Here's the exact same action, with the 2 screens, one popping, one slipping, except this time a second defender doesn't come out to Luka, leaving him with space to attack one-on-one. With a real simple step back, he's created more than enough separation to pour in 3 of his own. That's exactly why you don't want to leave him in these softer coverages. This one just looks like the defense failed to properly set, and miscommunicating against Luka is the same thing as just handing the Mavs some points. Here you're going to see the same thing. Eric Gordon's late to get up to the level of the screen, which leaves Luka with a few feet of space to attack. He drives towards the elbow, then hesitates as if looking to continue going left, but that moves Gordon away from the middle, giving him an angle to split between on his way to a wide open layup. These drives are probably the deadliest aspect of Luka's entire game. Again, he's given some space to build ahead of steam, and instead of faking the outside drive to open up the middle, he's gonna do the exact opposite. That keeps the big man attached, and nobody ever slid down to tag Lively's roll, so he lobs it up top, which forces the Suns to foul. To get Luka attacking open space like this, they'll pull him into these two-man actions off of movement or with handoffs. And even though Eubanks jumps out aggressively, if he's given just an inch of room to see the basket, he's comfortable pulling up from deep. And when I say deep, that's an intentional choice of words, because this time he gets the handoff from like 35 feet out, and Okogie starts to go under the screen, so he just steps into an absolute bomb, which of course lands right in the back of the net. That brings us full circle. To stop Luka from absolutely shredding your defense as a scorer, it's going to require some sort of trap or hedge. And with a basic pass to Lively, all of a sudden the offense is playing 4-on-3. Lively kicks it to Jones for a wide open jumper, and although he's unable to capitalize, what I'm focused on is the process behind getting that shot. Dallas spent a huge portion of this game straight up playing 4-on-3 like it was some sort of power play in hockey, and that meant the defense was forced into a constant scramble. Here you're going to see Luka draw two to the ball and patiently map the floor. Booker slides down from the weak side to tag Grant Williams in the middle, so he throws a no-look skip to the opposite corner. The Suns actually make a near-perfect rotation, with Allen closing out to Exum and Booker filling that void on the wing. But when scrambling to recover like that, it's really difficult to protect the rim from second or third attacks. Even when it wasn't a full-on double, any sort of early help or pre-rotation was getting punished. This time Luka's just holding the ball on an open side of the floor, and the Suns sort of zone him up, with Gordon taking away the baseline and Allen sitting at the nail to protect the middle. The problem with that though is that when Hardaway cuts from the weak side wing, there's nobody left to close out to Jones in the corner. And with another perfectly placed skip pass, he's got himself a wide open jumper. Phoenix approached most of Luka's isolations in a similar manner. Again, you see that open side setup with Booker sitting at the nail, except Allen doesn't take away the baseline, meaning that KD has to come over from the weak side to sit at the block. With Gordon tagging Lively in the dunker spot, that means Metu is covering both Exum and Jones. We know how Luka handles these 2-on-1s, staring down the corner to move Metu like a pawn on a chessboard before whipping it to Jones on the wing, once again putting the defense into a scramble as they get 2 points in the paint. Next time down, it was the exact same thing. Luka's gonna wait for Exum to fill out space on the wing, so that just like last time, Metu has to cover both spots. He again stares down the corner, but Metu's not so quick to follow his eyes and holds his position to wait. That slight hesitation creates a longer recovery, and a miscommunication leaves Exum with all the space in the world to catch and shoot. Just as a reference, here's what it looked like when they decided to leave him in single coverage. Grayson Allen never had a chance. So next time he isolates, you have Devin Booker sitting in a gap one pass away to close off a right-hand drive, and when he counterspins to attack the middle, then you have Durant coming way over to protect the paint. No problem, because he can just pick up his dribble and set up a tough fall-away jumper over the top with the same result. Pretty much the only way they could stop Luka from scoring at will was by committing to the double and dealing with the consequences of his passing. In other words, his team was getting a lot of open looks. And to avoid the doubles, he'd start his isolations really early in possessions or in semi-transition. That way, the rest of the defense is still trying to find their man and get set by the time he's stepping back into a three. Here's one where it looks like they want to set up the high ball screen action, but Okogie's picking him up with full court pressure. So once he gets by that pressure, instead of setting up the two-man game, he's going to use Okogie's momentum against him by faking a drive before stepping back for yet another long-range bucket. Pushing the pace has been a huge point of emphasis for the Mavs this season. They've gone from consistently being one of the slowest teams in the league to now one of the fastest, and Luka creates the exact same problems in transition. He's a threat to score from everywhere, but you better find his streaking teammates as well, because if not, he's creating wide open shots for them too. This game, to me, felt like it was much more of a masterclass in passing than anything. He assisted on 15 shots, had a few hockey assists, and it's not like Dallas had a great shooting night or anything. They shot 36% from 3, and a ton of those misses were wide open looks that he created. But the guy also had 50 points of his own, making 8 threes and recording a true shooting percentage of 82.6. So we're talking about total offensive domination here. Luka's combination of scoring and playmaking has turned him into one of the best offensive players the game has ever seen. And it's gotten to a point where it almost feels like the guy has completely solved basketball at age 24. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and turn my post notifications on to be first on more content. If you're interested in my more in-depth research, make sure to check out my website and social media profiles. You can find those links in the description. Feel free to let me know down in the comments what you think of Luka. As always, I hope you all have a great day, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.